Let's see if we can do this in one take, just like our number one Sooners. So good morning, Sooner Nation, and welcome back after a 2-week hiatus from a much needed bye week after our matchup against Texas Tech. I hope everybody enjoyed the bye week as much as I did. I love football season as much as everybody else, but sometimes you just need that breather for a weekend just to recuperate, get things done around the house, run errands, and well as just let the team healed up for their purposes. Additionally, I'm really glad to be able to get this video up because, don't mind that it's a little bit late. I may just be a little bit still on cloud nine because they announced that we're getting a new season of X-Men, the animated series. But that is not why y'all are here. You are here about the OU versus Baylor game this morning for another rooster kick. I think this is number 5 off the top of my head with it, and we still got possibly 2 more to go, at least one for sure against Iowa State. So let's take a quick look, though, at this Baylor team. When you take a look at the stats at Baylor is definitely a top 25 team. They are really, really good at their offense. They're at least concerning nationally, their FPI, I know some people, again, it's all stats, but FPI, they're number 7, their defense is number 40. But in the Big 12, they are number 17 and number 20. When you break that down, though, into the larger aspect of college football in general, their rushing defense is number 34. Their passing defense is number 80. Their rush offense is number 8. And their pass offense is number 72. What that means for OU is that is what they should be focused on. They should absolutely use Caleb Williams to the fullest extent that they have possible. We saw it last week with Chandler Morris against Baylor that mobile quarterbacks are a huge problem with Baylor, and OU needs to exploit that. They need to be able to open up the pass game to be able to give Kennedy Brooks some running ground. Now, that being said, what is the storyline for this particular OU team? Well, we're in championship November, just like it's been the past couple years. OU, for the first time since 2004, as well as I think they said in college football in 2010, is the first team to walk in undefeated in as a Power 5 team into November with it. And for whatever reason, OU, the superpowers, they go Super Saiyan during November. They get their superpowers and they just do exponentially better in November versus the earlier parts of the season, with probably the exception of Texas with it. And unfortunately for Baylor, because OU has been absolutely disrespected for the college football committee, regardless if the only ranking that matters is the last rank that matters, they are very upset and want to prove something on the field. And what better against a number 13 team at their own house? Now, that all being said, this should be something that I was thinking that is going to be the first of 3 huge tests before going into the Big 12 championship. I know OU's schedule is very, very backloaded. However, Baylor is probably going to be the most balanced team they're going to face. I think Iowa State is going to be more of a hyper offense team, and then Oklahoma State is going to be a more defensive based team. This is going to be probably the toughest team since Texas to date. Well, some of the players that OU has to watch out for is on their offense is their quarterback, I think I'm saying it right again, Bonahan. I don't know. I may be saying it incorrectly, as well as their rushing attack with Abram Smith and Treston Ebner, and then as well as a couple of their wide receivers with RJ Sneed and Tyquan Thornton. I think those are guys that you got to put a man on them for sure with it, but I have confidence that OU's defense will be able to cover. This is the healthiest they've been all year at this point, up to probably Western Carolina. This is opportunity for OU to make a statement about that. On their defense, I think the O-line's got to dig in and not come out flat for the first time all season, because they got to watch out against guys against Dylan Doyle, Terrell Bernard, and JT Woods. I think they're going to make OU's lives just very, very painful today with that. So if OU's offensive line can hold them, I think OU is going to be able to do a lot of magical things today. So for OU, though, like I said, have Caleb Williams focus on as a dual threat quarterback. If you don't see the passing lanes and you don't see the run game going to work, make him use his legs and to keep Baylor honest and stuff as well. Again, OU's been disrespected for the past 2 weeks. They're hungry to show this playoff committee that they are real contenders and that they deserve a spot in the college football playoff. The only other thing that I can think of at this point, guys, is I've gone back and forth on this one. So at the end of the day, does OU want to get the ball first to control the tempo, or do they want to get the ball in the second half? I think there's advantages to both. Personally, I would rather go with the second half because that seems like where all the game time adjustments have happened and have benefited OU more than getting the ball first. So I think if OU can control the tempo, however, in the first quarter, so we don't have to worry about that in the second half, everything will be peachy. So right now, when I'm looking at the spread is about 5.5. I think OU's going to cover for that. I think the final score for me is 42, OU 42, Baylor 31. I think it is going to be a double-digit score game, but I also think, too, that it's not going to be an easy game. I think Baylor is definitely going to give OU a run for their money. I also do think, however, that both teams, I say it as different from my own score with it, but I do think they're going to come just under the over-under. I don't think they're going to hit that 62.5. But as OU has shown all season, I say something and they do the exact opposite, even though they squeak out a win. So that all being said, Boomer Sooner, there's only one Oklahoma. There we go. There's only one Oklahoma. Let's go beat the Bears and let championship November begin.